Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, but here we are. How have y'all been? I don't really care, to be honest, but moving on. I want to talk to y'all today about alcohol and weed. I know, I'm here to ruin your fun. I mean, I am, but look, it does matter. I like alcohol as much as the next guy, okay? It's pretty great, I'm gonna be honest. But real talk for a second, okay? It's actually really, really bad for you. I'm not even kidding. It's really bad for you. I know you've heard it before. Literally everyone says it all the time. And honestly, like, fuck up your life. I don't even care. Go for it. But I feel like I should just give you the advice anyway, because that way, at least if you mess up, everything is your fault then. And I can like gloat and I can feel like really superior and better than you and smug, and I don't have to feel bad. So let's get into it. Now, obviously, alcohol is really bad for your health, okay? You already know this. Studies, ads, everyone has told you this a million times, right? But let me tell you how bad it really is, because I don't think people touch on it enough, okay? Alcohol seriously affects your gut, your liver, your brain. It kills the microbes that you want in your gut, and it allows the ones that you don't want to make it into your bloodstream. Now, this is obviously really bad for your health, but honestly, it's not that shocking. Like, who cares, you know? But it does get worse. Let's say you drink on average 1 drink a day, like 1 shot, 1 beer, a glass of wine, something like that, okay? It's not very much. Like, you kind of don't even feel it, to be honest. Like 1 drink, who cares? But drinking that much can lead to a 4 to 13% increase in cancer risk, okay? Especially breast cancer. And do you know how crazy of an increase in risk that is? Like, cancer is really awful. And current you might not really care, you know, who gives a shit, you're young, whatever. But future you will definitely care if you get cancer, okay? Poor future you, right? When they have to deal with your dumb decisions. I mean, do what you want, like, whatever. Now, marijuana is also really bad for you too. It's not as bad for your physical health as alcohol is, but you still shouldn't really do it. Like, do you want bronchitis? Smoking weed is going to increase your odds of that pretty significantly. It's also bad for your immune system. Like, smoking aside, THC itself is not good for you at all. They did a study on rats where they injected them with THC and then infected them with bacteria. The ones that didn't get the shot of THC, right, they developed an immunity to the bacteria and they were fine. Now, the ones that got injected with THC prior to getting infected with the bacteria, they got septic shock and they fucking died, okay? Not good, okay? Consider that. Do you really want to risk that? I mean, go for it if you do, honestly. I don't care. Personally, I'm good. I don't really want to do that. Now, obviously, no one actually cares about health risks, okay? Like, vaping would not be as big as it is. Smoking would not have been as big as it was for so long if people cared. Alcohol, sugary cereals, sitting around all day playing video games. Obviously, you don't really care that much about your health. Probably. Maybe you do. Most people don't care that much about their health when they really get down to it. They say they do. Behavior usually shows otherwise. You know, look, I get it. It's fun to do self-destructive things, okay? I might have done a little bit of alcohol abuse here and there. You know, sometimes life gets a bit unpleasant, and do you really need to remember the entire plot of Ender's Game, or can you just be drunk through the whole thing? You know, it kind of works. But these substances do also have negative effects on your mind. It's not just your physical health, okay? It messes with your mind. You might think that drinking like helps you relax, helps you feel less stressed. And in the moment, that can totally be true, okay? Being drunk is kind of nice once you get to a certain level. All your worries just sort of, they fade away, they're gone, whatever, right? But what you have to understand is that drinking alcohol increases your baseline level of anxiety and stress. Your baseline level of anxiety and stress, okay? So you're actually just kind of making the problem worse in the long run. You're going to need more alcohol to get those same effects that you used to get at first, and you're going to feel worse when you're not drinking. If you struggle with making impulsive decisions, it's also probably going to not be good for you, and you're probably going to want to drink less, because drinking does also rewire your brain and damages your impulse control even when you're sober. Maybe you think, oh, getting drunk only affects me when I'm drunk, so I can just hang out with my friends, get drunk, do stupid stuff, no one really cares, and I'll be fine when I'm sober. I mean, that's cool for you if you really think that, go for it, but no, that's not actually how it works. It affects you even when you're sober. It rewires your brain and you lose impulse control, probably not to the same extent as being drunk, but you do lose impulse control even when you're sober. If this sounds like you, if you're someone who does like stupid shit and dangerous stuff or impulsive stuff, or just texts people while drunk and says stuff they regret later, you might just want to not drink, cut back on it, especially if you already do impulsive stuff when you're sober. This doesn't mean that smoking weed is good either, though. It's really not. It does relax and calm you, so you're not going to be like, you might drink and get violent, but you're not going to smoke weed and get violent, obviously. But it does impair you, similar to alcohol, and this impairment can last for up to 24 hours. So that could potentially mess you up a while later. Maybe you smoke weed in the morning and then you go drive at night. You're still impaired. And I know, drunk driving, all the rage. It's really stupid. Don't do it. Don't drive while high. Don't drive while drunk, okay? Like, yeah, oh, I killed a family of 5. It's not impressive, okay? It's really sad for you. They've done research on this. It's not me just saying this. Also, if you're trying to stay active and motivated and get stuff done, then weed really probably shouldn't be for you. Because studies have shown that it affects initiative and persistence. And these are very important for success, especially in more traditional careers. Do you want to get stuff done, or do you just want to sit around smoking weed all day? I mean, honestly, if you do, go for it. I would not want to be old and be like, oh, I spent my whole life smoking weed. Because I feel like the fun has to at some point get less. Maybe not. I don't know. Go for it. Honestly, if that's what you want to do, just do it. Okay, your life. Now, if your goals are less traditional, right? Maybe you want to be like an artist and you want to sit around smoking weed and painting your cool stuff, and you're like good at it, and you actually do have like goals that you're meeting, and you're beating those goals, and you're getting stuff done still, then I mean, you can go for it. Lots of artists smoke weed. Okay, Snoop Dogg, a great example, right? It can be done, but in more tradition, like 9-to-5 settings, which most people will be working if they want to make money. Not all. You don't have to work a 9-to-5. Okay, no one's making you. But if you want a more traditional career path and you want to be successful at it, consider not doing the things that will make you less motivated. You know what I'm saying? And the studies still do show that it's not healthy and that you probably shouldn't do it. I do also think it's important to recognize that forming connections with people is important, both in your personal life and in your career. Like, networking is a real thing, don't get me wrong. And a lot of people like to drink or they like to smoke with their friends, and that's fine. I think that's nice. And studies have actually shown that alcohol can improve social experiences. So it might be worth it if you're trying to network, or if that's just how you like to hang out with your friends. But just be aware that the health effects don't disappear just because there's some positives. And you need to consider if it's worth it or not to you. Maybe your friends will still be fun if you're not drinking. I mean, I like drinking with my friends. My friends are still fun sober. If your friends are not fun when they're sober, maybe that's a skill issue on your part. Maybe you have bad friends, okay? I'm sorry. Maybe you do. For weed, it's probably better just to leave it, unless you just don't really care about life and you just want to sit and smoke all day. Or maybe you're just one of those super locked in people who already gets all their stuff done and smokes weed. But if you're in the middle, you're not really crushing all your goals and you smoke weed, maybe leave it behind. If you're already doing well and you don't smoke weed, don't start. Why start? your life, go for it. Not really worth it. A lot of people get hooked on substances and they lie to themselves and they say that it's fine because they enjoy it and because they like their slop. They like to return to their slop, okay? This doesn't even just apply to alcohol or weed either. This applies to so many things in life. Maybe the most obvious is like nicotine, but you really shouldn't get attached to anything that's bad for you. Whether it's a substance, another bad habit, a person, an emotion even, although that's could be an emotion. It's good if you don't need to rely on these things to get through life because they do have negative effects and because it will probably get worse over time, okay? When you have bad habits, those bad habits harm you and you get farther into them. You don't want to let your issues get super out of hand until an issue that would have been just like a small obstacle is suddenly a massive fight, okay? Nicotine, honestly, great example of this, okay? You never have to start using nicotine. And guess what? People get so insanely addicted to it. Just don't do it. I'm really, really not the person to be saying that, to be honest. Anyway, you don't want to let your issues get out of hand. Ultimately, I think it's better to just look life straight in the eyes and just crush it.